Well, we have a big announcement for everyone
you guys
who's listening.
Guys, we heard your requests.
So many.
We saw the comments.
Oh, so many.
This has been a long time coming.
Long.
Don't think we weren't listening. We were listening the whole time. It just took us too long to get it done. We are very excited to announce that we are officially coming out with merch. Do it. Yeah.
I'm crying. I did it. Wait, is this good enough? Should that just be it? Yeah. Okay, buy it. Guys, buy our merch. We're excited. Okay, bye.
We have the links down below. We are both pushing the links on our socials. Go follow us on our socials and get ready, because when they drop, they might be all gone when the time comes.
We're gonna drop it like it's hot.
Drop it like it's hot.
You are a 60-year-old woman.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch. Today's episode, we are excited to partner with Purple.
The Purple Grid sets the Purple mattress apart from every other mattress. It's a patented comfort technology that instantly adapts to your body's natural shape and sleep style. With over 1,800 open air channels designed to neutralize body heat, Purple provides a cooling effect other mattresses simply cannot replicate. And this cutting-edge technology doesn't stop with the mattress. Every Purple pillow is engineered with the Grid for total head and neck support.
So important.
And absolute airflow, so you're always on the cool side of the pillow.
Experience the Purple Grid and you'll sleep like never before. Go to purple.com/advice10 and use promo code advice10. That's ADVICE10 for a limited time, and you'll get 10% off your order of $200 or more.
That's purple.com/advice10, promo code advice10 for 10% off any order of $200 or more. Terms apply.
Today's episode, we are partnering with Modern Fertility.
Modern Fertility is an easy and affordable way to test your fertility hormones at home with a simple finger prick. Mail it in with a prepaid label and you'll get your personalized results within 10 days. Traditional testing with your doctor can cost over thousands of dollars, guys, but Modern Fertility only costs $159 to get the same information. And if you go to modernfertility.com/advice, you can get $20 off your test. Also, if you have an HSA or FSA, you can use those dollars on Modern Fertility. If you want kids today or maybe one day in the future, you need information to make the decision that's best for you.
Right now, Modern Fertility is offering our listeners $20 off the test when you go to modernfertility.com/advice. That means your test will cost $139 instead of the hundreds or thousands it could cost at a doctor's office.
Get $20 off your fertility test when you go to modernfertility.com/advice, ADVICE. Again, that's modernfertility.com/advice.
Today, we are so excited to be partnering with The New Yorker.
In print and online, The New Yorker stands apart for its commitment to truth and accuracy, quality writing, and compelling reporting and storytelling. The New Yorker is considered by many to be one of the most influential publications in the world. The New Yorker's weekly print issue and daily online articles cover a full range of topics. There's something for everyone, guys. Politics, news, international affairs, climate change, and the environment, pop culture, the arts, fiction, food, humor, and cartoons. The list goes on and on and on. In both print and online digital issues, The New Yorker has content from the best writers in America today. And, you know, that sounds delightful.
For a limited time, you can get 12 weeks of The New Yorker for just $6. That's a savings of 50%. Plus, listeners of our show will receive an exclusive tote bag for free. Just go to newyorker.com/advice. That's NEWYORKER.com/advice to get 12 weeks of The New Yorker for just $6 and a free tote bag.
Again, guys, that's newyorker.com/advice.
Something happened.
What?
So I was like bored in line at Starbucks and just like scrolling through dating apps naturally. Mm-hmm. What you do when you're bored now.
Right.
And you know how like in iPhones, you like scroll up and it shows you all your windows and you choose.
Yeah.
So I got up to the line and I thought I switched to my Starbucks app. So I like so confidently just showed my phone and she looked at me like, what? And then I looked back and I was like, oh, hello, Brad, 32, 6'2". Brad. Shirtless selfie. Brad. And
of course it's Brad. Oh, no.
That's how I started my day.
That is the most turn it up thing I've ever heard. A real life turn it up from Taryn herself, ladies and gentlemen.
From the original.
That's
the OG.
I feel like it would be mortifying, but at the same time, like you just can't help but laugh at yourself because that was all you.
And like, I feel like people just like, if that were to happen to me, I'd just look at her and be like, same girl. I get it. Do your thing.
Speaking of dating apps, I was on one recently and there was a guy, I think I even took a screenshot of it. I wonder if I can find it. Hold on. Basically,
what? Was it English?
I don't know what that was.
Okay.
Basically, I was like, you know what? It's been, oh my God, I scrolled right to it. Basically, I was like, let me hop on. It's been a bit. And, you know, with dating apps, I feel like it comes in swings and you just kind of like go with it. And then you get pissed off and then you cancel it. And then all of a sudden it's been a couple months without talking to anyone. And then you hop back on.
Oh, fully.
Anyways, I hopped back on and one of the first guys I saw, his name's Chris.
Hey, Chris.
In one of the descriptions, it says there's like a tagline that you like are respond to, like a prompt.
Yeah.
And it says, the one thing you should know about me is, and his response to this, the thing that we should know about Chris is, I'm non-monogamous.
Oh.
And yes, my partners know I'm here.
Oh. I mean, at least he's upfront with it.
I mean, if anything were to turn me away from the dating apps, it was that. And I haven't been back on since.
No, honestly, it's so funny because every time I talk to I love how we're just in the conversation. Welcome to the episode.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Unsolicited Advice. I'm Ashley. That's Taryn. And this is us talking about dating apps.
This is us having a morning and you're just watching and listening.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome. No, I love, what was I saying?
Dating apps?
No, it's gone. What was I saying?
I don't
know. Anyways, good morning.
This is the most realistic morning.
Yeah. Everyone's going to be like, what was she going to say? I honestly
we'll never know.
It's
gone forever.
Oh, I remembered. Sorry. So I always love asking guys what it's like from their end because as a girl, there's so many times I get on and I get terrified because there'll be some creepy guy that says something weird to me. And then I get really freaked out because I'm like, oh my gosh, now they've seen my picture. What if they screenshot it? What if they're doing something weird to it? Like my mind goes to like the absolute worst, you know? So I always ask guys, I'm like, do you get freaked out by it? Like things like that. But I feel like they don't. They get a lot more of like girls being like showing all their goods. And then also they say they get catfished a lot more where it'll be like pictures of the girl and then they meet up and she's like 20 years older or like just looks completely different. So it's just really interesting.
Yeah. I feel like on dating apps, I don't think it would be like one way or the other. I feel like it's got to be the same for both. Like girls get catfished just like guys get. I had a friend.
I do think guys aren't as.
Yeah. And I was just like, well, damn. There's that.
Well, I don't think guys though have to deal with being like scared as much as like I feel like
for
girls
sure. That's
get like
just a female problem.
Yeah.
With
so
all
I'm like,
things.
what's that like? Anywho, we're not talking about dating apps at all in this episode.
Not today.
Welcome. This is a podcast.
Honestly, thank God. I need a break from it.
Yeah. This is a podcast where people send in stories, situations. We comment on it. If you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome.
If you're OG, what
up?
You're
an OG, what I do. Okay. I wanted to start with something before we get in.
Okay.
We had an email sent to us by, I think it's pronounced Ruhi. If I pronounce it wrong, I'm so sorry. So this email states, hey gals, I love you so much. And your podcast makes most of my Mondays awesome.
Oh.
All Mondays except this one.
Oh,
I'm not going to lie. I was reading this and I got so nervous because somehow, knock on wood, somehow we still have not ruined anyone's life that we know of. It's quite possible. But I
If
was
it
like,
happened, you don't have to tell us.
Did we say something weird? I just got scared. I was listening to the latest episode of the girl emotionally cheating on her boyfriend. I listened to this episode 3 times in case I missed it and realized you guys forgot a tearing it up.
Oh, I know.
Basically, I listened to the same episode for 3 hours straight, giving you the benefit of the doubt that my ears are not working properly. But turns out you did forget the tearing it up, and I was upset. Next time, you better have 2 for us.
Oh, shoot.
Anyway, love you guys so much, and I hope you're staying safe and healthy. I was like, dang, I
feel like we just got spanked.
Out. I know it was out of I know you're joking. Hopefully you're not that upset, but I think we noticed it afterwards too, where I was like, oh.
No, we actually talked about it in the middle of it. Yeah. You were like, do you want to do a turn it up? Because we both realized we didn't come with one. And I was like, let's switch it up. Oh, I'll never do that again. I'm so sorry.
I have no memory of that. But yeah, I just love that you guys love these as much as we do. Yeah. So sorry we ruined last week, but Ash is hopefully going to make up for it.
I have one this week.
And I started with my own tearing it up, which we don't get that often. So I believe we're making up for it.
There we go.
Wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Go ahead.
Thank you, ma'am. Should we just do the tearing it up?
Do it.
I feel like that just feels right.
I feel like I just set you up well for
that. So if you guys are new to the pod, we always have a tearing it up, which is an embarrassing story that you guys, the listeners, send in yourselves and give Taryn and I a good laugh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. A lot of times the podcast can get kind of serious. So these are always nice to have.
Yes.
But I can go ahead and get into this one. This one's a good one and Taryn's going to love it.
Am I?
Yes. You'll know why. You'll know.
Legos?
Yeah. This one is titled A Tearing It Up. I Knocked Her Unconscious.
Oh.
Hello, ladies. I know that there's a lot of tension on whose name comes first, so I made it easy on y'all. My name is Kate, and yes, you can use my name. I know everyone always starts out this way, but when I listen to y'all, my day genuinely gets 10 times better. Y'all are doing an amazing thing and helping so many people, and not just the ones who are writing in, because let me tell you, this is my first time writing in and I'm already so much wiser from your advice. So have an amazing day, and I have an amazing tearing it up for you all. This story comes from when I played travel softball.
Hey, I played softball.
And it all makes sense now.
If you don't get that reference, you got to go back and listen.
I was about 12. Throughout my whole softball career, I was always the starting catcher and 4th or 5th in the batting lineup.
Wow, that's good. That means she was the girl.
Just from that, you can imagine I am more of a solid build, which will become more important later on. My position in the lineup meant that I was there to hit the big ones and move the faster people at the top of the lineup around. Meaning, if my hit didn't go beyond the infield, I was probably not going to get on base because I wasn't that fast.
I can relate.
Having said that, I was up to bat. When I hit the ball, it went right to shortstop. Like I said before, if it doesn't get out into the infield, I had a very small chance of getting to the first base. But I was determined. I was sprinting. I mean, for me at least, it felt fast. While running, I was staring at the play, wondering if I was going to get on or not. I quickly looked back in front of me to find first base, and then thwack. I tumbled across the field. It felt like I had just ran into a brick wall. In total shock, but not too much pain, I stand up, knock some dirt off, and everyone, players, coaches, parents, run out to me. Well, not actually to me. Remember the brick wall? That brick wall turned out to be the first baseman, and the first baseman turned out to be lying on the ground unconscious.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I can picture it.
She put oops. This poor girl who I had just pummeled was much tinier than me and was eventually hauled away in an ambulance.
Oh my gosh.
I'm dead.
Dude.
But She puts, because technically she was in the way, the umpires called me safe. Woohoo.
I dig her like thwack.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Thwack. It felt like a comic book. And that was the first time I knocked someone unconscious. Yay me. Love Kate.
Oh my gosh.
I too had a brief career in softball. It lasted all of maybe 6 months. I was in 4th grade, and this was my parents' attempt at getting me into the sports.
The athletics.
I was the artsy kid that did music. And they were like, oh, it's probably healthy for you to give something a go, you know? And my dad always watched baseball. So I was like, yeah, I want to play baseball. So I gave it a go, and I got hit in the face with a baseball, softball, and it broke my front tooth. And I have not played ever since. And that's the end of that story.
Yeah. I did get hit. I feel like we've talked about this before. I'm having deja vu, which, fun fact, I love deja vu.
The Matrix.
I'm one of those weird people that loves things that like other people are like, that's terrifying. Like
I think
turbulence.
A lot of people.
I love turbulence in an airplane. I think it feels fun. And then deja vu, people are like, oh, I hate this feeling. But I'm like,
I love it too. I think you'd be surprised how many people actually like
maybe
those things.
Maybe people just don't talk about it as much. But I got hit in the mouth, like straight up in the mouth. And softballs, like, it's rough because it's so big. So my teeth were loose. My lips were fat. It was not a good situation.
It was not.
But dang, girl, I feel that. Yeah, I mean, she shouldn't be blocking the base. So
I don't want to say that's what she gets, but that's how the cookie crumbles.
We would never say that.
That is the game.
We're good people.
That is the game. Hopefully all is well. Hopefully she's good.
You're sounding like you're like all sweat. Like that's the game.
That is what it is.
When like
it is what it is.
I can't with you. So Ash,
Taryn,
what would you say if I told you you could get important fertility insight without even going to the doctor or even leaving your home, Ash?
Get out of here.
I'm telling you. Well, modern fertility makes that possible with easy at-home fertility hormone testing.
Guys, traditional testing with your doctor can cost over thousands of dollars, but modern fertility only costs $159 to get the same information. That's pretty basic, you know.
Pretty different.
I feel like that's a huge savings in your pocket. Modern fertility is the easy and affordable way to test your fertility hormones at home with a simple finger prick. Mail it in with a prepaid label and you'll get your personalized results within 10 days. The best thing here in this whole situation is that you get to do it at home by yourself.
Yep.
I would probably have Taryn prick me. I don't know if I could do it myself, but you know what? That's what friends are for.
I got you, girl.
That's what family's for. And that's the beauty of doing it at home. You'll get insight into how many eggs you have, hormone levels, and other important fertility factors. The results go deep into what every hormone means, and you can also talk one-on-one with a fertility nurse to review your results and options for next steps, which is so important because I feel like a lot of it might go over my head.
Yeah.
And that's what they're there for.
Yeah. Right now, Modern Fertility is offering our listeners $20 off the test when you go to modernfertility.com/advice. That means your test will cost $139 instead of the hundreds or thousands it could cost at a doctor's office.
Get $20 off your fertility test when you go to modernfertility.com/advice, ADVICE. Again, guys, that's modernfertility.com/advice.
So we are definitely living in a time where getting factual news for whether it's stuff going on in society, whether it's to give us a break from that and just know what's going on in entertainment and everything in between. And it's very important to find somewhere that you trust. And we are excited to be in partnership with The New Yorker.
Guys, we're your huge fans of The New Yorker. They've been around for a long time. Their weekly print issues and daily online articles cover a full range of topics. There's something for absolutely everyone. Politics, news, international affairs, climate change and the environment, pop culture, the arts, fiction, food, humor, and cartoons. I wanted to finish it in one breath.
You did great.
And I did it, and I'm very proud of myself. The New Yorker has become the daily digital destination for news and cultural coverage, publishing 10 to 15 exclusive site-only stories every single day. In addition to that, you can use their apps, read from the online archive dating all the way back to, can you guess the date, Taryn? Don't look.
I already saw it. Oh, damn. 1925.
1925. And the best part, in my opinion, for when you need a break, they have crossword puzzles.
Yep.
Hello. I can get down on some crossword puzzles. I've gone through, I have so many favorites to recommend to you guys. Just a few recommendations for you guys off the top of my head. There is Jelani Cobb, a staff writer and professor of journalism at Columbia, writes frequently about race, politics, history, and culture, which is so pertinent to today.
Seriously.
Jaya Tolentino writes cultural criticism, guys. Her work includes a profile of Gloria Allred, a review on the literature about millennials, essays on the ongoing cultural reckoning about sexual assault. There's so many juicy, interesting topics to be read.
And for a limited time, you can get 12 weeks of The New Yorker for just $6. That's a savings of 50%. Plus, listeners of our show will receive an exclusive tote bag for free. Just go to newyorker.com/advice. That's NEWYORKER.com/advice to get 12 weeks of The New Yorker for just $6 and a free tote bag.
Again, guys, that's newyorker.com/advice.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get into the stories. I'm going to steal the first slot.
How dare you?
I mean, technically you just read something, so.
Well.
Okay. Now, I know you guys seem to love when Heated Taryn comes out, Mama Bear Taryn comes out, and let's just say she freaking is out during the story, and I feel like you will be too.
I can't wait.
Okay, so this is titled How to Get Rid of a Creepy Guy.
Ooh.
But
how to lose a guy in 10 days. This
is one of the ones I was not expecting the story when I read the title.
Okay.
Because, like, what would you think it's about?
Step-by-step guide for how to get rid of a creepy guy.
Yeah, but like a guy you're like trying to date you or something, right?
A guy that maybe you came across and just, no?
No, girl. Just wait.
Okay.
Hey girls, I would like to stay anonymous about my problem. I know you guys get a ton of emails each week with each person wanting advice as much as I do, but I'm hoping you eventually get to mine to help me and quite possibly others with similar problems. I feel like we say this all the time, but like my heart breaks when I read emails that are like, I know you probably won't read it, or people who write in that are like, I've written to you 5 times. Like, I hope you all know we love you so much. It's just not possible right now. And until we like get someone to help us, like we try our hardest to read through them, but there's just so many of you, which is such a great problem to have. But we really hope that like each one that we address, like it's also helping other people who've written in who maybe we haven't read theirs. But we love you all and don't stop writing in. But I just want to say that because it hurts me.
I feel like
it physically hurts me.
One of us says that every episode.
Yeah, because it's so hard.
If you've been here, you know.
Yeah, we love you all anyways. Okay. For a little backstory, I'm a junior in high school and I am very shy. I'm a very shy girl who likes to listen more than talk. That leads to my issue of confrontation. Ashley's like, me?
Hello, meet Ashley.
I hate confronting people with how I feel, either about them or even about the most random things like determining if pineapple should go on pizza. Hearing about how much you guys love Enneagrams, I decided to take a free version of the test. This girl did her homework. Yes.
Well done.
The website I used said I was most likely a 6, but I also partly other things like, also scored it high in things like 7, which is interesting because she's quiet and shy, but 7.
She could be either one and be the wing of the other.
That's true. Do you want to describe what a 6 is for people?
Yeah. If you guys don't know what the Enneagram is, Taryn and I refer to it quite often. It's basically a personality quiz that you can really learn a lot about yourself, about your close family members, friends, people in your life. A 6 is a loyalist, and they are I don't want to put this, I want to make sure I say this correctly. They will die for you if you are in their circle, but it could take years to get in their circle.
Yeah.
So they have some serious trust issues with just the general human population. But if you break past their barrier, you are family, you are practically blood, and they will do anything for you. They also tend to go to worst case scenarios and imagine everything as if, you know, if you got, you know, a tax letter in the mail, you're going to lose your house.
Yeah.
You know, for an example where it could just be like, hey, you're late on paying something. No, they're going to go straight to, they're going to come take my car. You know, like they are always prepared for something in the worst case scenario, which also puts them in the best position when it comes to like catastrophic events or emergencies.
Zombie apocalypse.
They are always prepared. Yep. They always know what to do. They're the ones that have an emergency red backpack hanging in the hallway that you know you should do, but you've just never done. They're prepared for it.
Yeah.
And that's a 6.
So do you think, this is just my obviously you haven't read the story yet, but my interpretation of her specifically is if she's just learning she's a 6, do you feel like 6s until they really get in touch with like, oh, I am a warrior, but it can be a strength, that they tend to second guess themselves because they've been wrong so many times?
I don't know if I would say
like,
that.
Downplay themselves because they're like, oh, I always think the worst thing.
I would go with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's what I feel like is happening here.
And I feel like people will probably tend to shut them down a lot, especially people close in their circle. For example, like my mom, she always thought she was a 2. Turns out she's a 6.
Yeah.
And every trip I went on, everything I did, and I love her. I know she's listening to this. Love you, Mom.
Hi.
Everything I did, she would imagine the worst case scenario and try to talk me out of it. What does that lead to? At a certain point, I'm eventually going to be like, no, Mom.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Like you're always worried. Yeah, no, totally.
And obviously that doesn't come from just strangers. That comes from people that hear the fear often.
Yeah.
So because I would hear my mom's worst case fears in her head, like she would vocalize them to me, I got in the bad habit of constantly telling her to calm down when there were times I should have listened.
Totally.
But
I could totally see that.
It's like the boy who cried wolf, because she would say it so many times, I stopped taking it seriously.
Yeah. No, I feel that. Okay. I mean, that'll make sense as we read. Also, I just want to put a disclaimer in. If I get heated, I'm not mad at you, Anonymous, who's writing this, but I'm passionate about this scenario. Mm-hmm. So I just want to throw that out there too, because if you already are like panicky and you don't like confrontation, I'm not mad at you, but I just get heated. Mm-hmm. Ash knows. That's how I am. Okay. Anyway, I play tennis at my school and I really enjoy it, except for the coach. Some girls think he's great and they enjoy him, while others like me think differently. To allow you to create your own opinion on him, I'll just present you with the facts. Well, at first. He is probably around 50 years old, and since he is rich, he decided to retire early. He's also one of those people that tend to talk really close to people. When I first met him, he was my substitute teacher for my math class during my freshman year. He asked if I was related to so-and-so. Oh, she said you can replace so-and-so with a name. Let's go with so-and-so. I said, yes, he's my brother. He expressed that he thought that was awesome, and then he went on to explain that he had my brother as a student when he was teaching Honors English 10. Then he said something I will never forget no matter how hard I try. He said, well, you're way prettier than him. Yeah. This, that's what I'm saying, girl. Like, she's questioning herself throughout this entire time. That was all I had to hear to be like, that is inappropriate.
Already, teacher to student, no.
That's inappropriate.
No.
Ugh. Okay. At this, the whole class went silent and started giving us, mostly him, strange looks. At that moment, I just wanted the earth to swallow me whole, so he couldn't be creepy to me. Flash forward to this year. He now is my tennis coach. I've noticed that his nickname for me and a couple other girls is beautiful. Anyone can argue different viewpoints on if this is okay to use as a nickname for girls, but I personally feel super uncomfortable. I'm sorry, if you're not watching YouTube, I'm gesturing violently. That's all that matters. Oh, never mind. I'm trying to get through it, but that's all that matters. If anything makes you uncomfortable, you don't need an excuse whether it's right or wrong. Yeah. That's literally the only freaking fact that is valid. Yeah. If you're uncomfortable, it's not okay.
Yeah. Right. Also, like, the nickname Beautiful is totally fine unless it's coming from a teacher or someone in like a higher authority from you.
Especially when that's an adult male to a teenage girl.
A child.
Oof. Okay. Yeah. He even used it to address me in a text that he sent me. Not cool, in my opinion. My name is so much easier to spell and way fewer letters than the word beautiful. So just address me by my name. It's also really unprofessional for a staff member of the school to say to a student. Fully
1,000%.
Before every tennis practice, we have to have temperature checks because of the current state of the world today with Corona. One time when he checked my temperature with the thermometer, he had the audacity to mention my height, which is a very touchy subject for me for the fact that I'm very insecure about my height. For reference, I'm 4'11", stupid genetics. I think that's cute. Which we're not gonna comment because you might not like being called cute about that either. But everybody is beautiful.
Everybody.
And everybody is beautiful. Not your body, not your business.
Yeah, well said.
All our coined terms.
We're going to come out with a shirt one day that says not your body, not your business.
Okay. He mentioned he liked my height before he walked away. Completely uncalled for. Another time, it was the same kind of thing, except for this time he decided to say how pretty my eyes were. Like, dude, this guy, oof.
Legitimately, if I met this guy like in person and he was doing all that, I would say he was coming on to me.
Oh, fuck.
As a grown adult. Yeah, you're hitting on me. So this isn't, you shouldn't be questioning yourself when these are clearly like, those are pickup lines. Like that's how a guy like tries to like weasel his way in, you know?
It's like grooming. Weasel. Yeah, I say
weasel because of this specific situation.
Is he a weasel? Okay. I get that a lot, so it wasn't as creepy as other things he said to me, but it still felt weird. He walked away, but kept talking to me, unfortunately. He asked what my favorite feature about the face was. Like, why is he talking to her? I had no idea what to say. It was the strangest question that was unnecessary to ask. He started to list examples like the nose, the lips, teeth, etc. I gave him a strange look and then I just walked away ignoring his question. He didn't ask that again, so I think he understood not to ask something so weird. Lastly, I texted him a few days ago to ask if we were having practice this week. He responded with no, but said he would text some people to ask if they wanted to play. I told him it wasn't a big deal. If I get bored, I can text them. I also mentioned wanting to get ahead in classes, so it's probably a good thing that there isn't tennis so I can achieve that goal. Reading this, he decided to respond with, I'm amazed that your intelligence somehow even surpasses your natural beauty.
Ew.
Bruh.
And that right there,
I'm done with him.
You go straight to the principal.
I almost threw up even just typing that out. Ew. Gross. I'm sorry for this. You guys, this is not a long email. I'm nearing the end. Bear with me. What I explained above leads me to my questions for you too. Do you think I am just overreacting and I should just deal with what he says? Should I confront him with how I feel or should I just leave it? Is there any way I can subtly tell him to stop without hurting his feelings? Girl, I'm come out in a second. If I do confront him, I don't want him to feel bad or see me as a sensitive little girl who overreacts. I just want him to stop so he doesn't continue to be creepy with me or anyone else. I love this podcast. I especially love to listen while procrastinating on schoolwork or even doing stuff like coloring or cleaning my room.
You sure you're not a 9?
Thank you. I know. Seriously.
I feel like we're the same person.
Seriously. Thank you
again.
for all your help. Love, Anonymous. Ooh. Do you want to talk before I go off?
Yeah. I feel like we're very similar. I feel like our personalities are very similar. I have a hard time. I'm 30 and I still have a hard time like knowing when I should do something and when I shouldn't. And I will say I have been in a situation before where a class that I was in high school, a teacher said something that was very inappropriate towards a girl that I was sitting next to that was also in my class. And me and a couple of the guys next to us both said something to him, but I don't think anyone ever went to the principal. And to this day, like, I really regret that, because my friend who was next to me, even though we weren't that close, like, I can't imagine how she must have felt and how embarrassed she must have been, feeling like she would have to go tell the principal. Like that, I would probably not be able to if it happened to me. So it bothers me today, being the stronger person and have grown a lot and found my voice more, that I couldn't do that for her. So there's something so simple that I didn't grasp at the time. Because there is a scariness to tattling on your teacher, which is what it feels like. Yeah. And there is a scariness to confronting authority and having to stand up for yourself when these people are so much bigger than you, so much older than you, you know? But there is such a beautifully clear line that comes with teachers and students. And the second it gets blurry, you should say something. They don't even have to cross the line. They don't even have to, the second it gets blurry, they're in trouble. They shouldn't have done anything. They're wiser, they're older, they're educated. I know you're a teenager, but you're a child. Yeah. And the line should never be blurred. The second it gets blurry, always tell authority.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And
fully.
This didn't even happen to me. And I still think about it sometimes and I get pissed because I know better.
Oh, fully. I think and this is what is so scary is, and obviously, he hasn't done anything physically, but I think abusers or people who cross lines and are inappropriate, they thrive on the fact that people are afraid to tell or are but they're older. I'm supposed to trust authority. I'm supposed to trust adults. And so they are banking on the fact that no one's going to say anything because it's oh, well, I haven't fully said anything or I haven't whatever.
And something that makes this even more complicated is everything that he says is a compliment, which makes you want to be oh, he's just being nice. But it's no, even if it's nice, sweet compliments.
No, it's
inappropriate.
Okay. So I could say so much because this just really bothers me because I just hate when people you're a junior in high school, so obviously you don't see yourself as a kid. I'm not saying you're a kid, but when people feel like they don't know what to do, they feel embarrassed, you are questioning yourself in ways that let me just be blunt, you should not be. First of all, saying I don't want to hurt his feelings. I'm sorry, but that guy, you should not be caring about his feelings.
Not at all.
Whatsoever. Saying you don't want to seem like you're sensitive, nah, none of this. And this is why I was questioning about you being a 6, but not knowing until now, because I don't know, from what I'm reading, it sounds like you have been led in your life to think that your opinions are not valid or that you're being too dramatic or whatever. So I would bank on somewhere in your life, someone's made you feel that you don't have a right to have the emotions you have, or that you being sad or intimidated or scared is a weak emotion. And I just want to say, if that's not the case, just ignore this part. But that's so stupid and that's so wrong. We talk about this so much. Every emotion is valid. Every gut feeling is valid. That's why I said in the beginning, you don't have to have any concrete proof of anything. If someone is making you feel uncomfortable, they are in the wrong, and you deserve for a champion to be defending you. And that leads me to my point. That doesn't need to be you. I don't think it is your responsibility to call this man out. Yeah. In fact, I think that's putting you in a position that you don't need to be in. I don't know what your relationship with parents are, but that would be my first thing is to step in and say, Mom, the coach has been saying these things, show her texts, tell her examples of things he said. And then I think your parents should be the one that go to administration. If that's not a comfortable relationship, then I would go straight to a guidance counselor or something and just report it, because you should not be having this conversation with this man, because I don't trust what he would say. the fact that you're so worried about how he's feeling, I feel like he would get away with just manipulating you to be like,
yeah,
I was just being nice. Like, you know, so 1,000%, he's very inappropriate with you. Something, it needs to be addressed. With that comes awkwardness for sure. But it's good to have people's eyes on the situation and people to be aware of it. So that way, like, because if something were to happen and then it just becomes this whole my word versus hers thing, but it's like, no, people have been aware that this has been weird. And I wouldn't be surprised if other of your teammates are experiencing the same exact scenarios with him and feeling the same way of like, I just don't know what to say because no one else has said anything, you know? Yeah. So, I wish I could just be talking to you face to face. But all of this to say, this guy's in the wrong. You should not be caring about hurting his feelings or afraid of what's going to happen to you. I mean, worst case, he gets fired or reported, and good.
Hopefully.
And good, because he honestly knows better. Like, he knows better. You know what I mean?
He's a grown-ass man.
Yeah, he knows better. So I am so sorry that you've been put in this scenario. I hope, though, throughout us talking about this, like, you feel validated and you feel backed up because we got you back in this situation. And I would definitely don't just stay silent. Don't just take what he has to say. In the moment, there's things you could say like, I'm not comfortable with this conversation, or I don't think this is an appropriate thing that we should be talking about, without having to be like, Mr. So-and-so, how dare you? You know what I mean? You can quickly brush things off and be like, you know, I'm not really comfortable with this conversation, and walk away. Yeah. But yeah, I definitely think this needs to be addressed. And Mama Bear Taryn came out, which means
full force. Here she is.
Which means you got a point, girl. So yeah. Anyways, that's all. I'm going to rant about this. So yeah, thank you so much for writing in and trusting us with this situation. Good luck. I hope everything goes well. Definitely will be praying and thinking about you in the weeks to come, but you got this. You got this.
I have full faith in you.
Yeah.
Full faith in you. And
freak that guy.
If he gets fired,
I hope he does.
Just send us an email. Just be like, ladies,
dude,
it happened.
Imagine
and we'll have a little a
party,
ice cream sundae party.
Imagine me as a mom if my daughter came and told me that.
Taryn would. I can see it already. Oh, No. Let me paint a visual for the listeners here. Ooh. Who know you so well, but don't know you as well as I do. She would, if she was working at home, running errands, whatever it was, drop everything. Yep. She would come running in. She would be a hot mess. I mean, like hair halfway in a bun, her purse like off her shoulder, like she's trying to put it on her shoulder, but she doesn't care. And it's like flying behind her, you know? Yep. Her coat is half on, half off. She might even have one shoe, one sandal. Mood. You know why? Because she didn't take the time to figure out why. Because she's about to destroy the human that talked to her little girl that way. Uh-huh. That is Taryn Renee's mama bear. She would demand that he be fired. And if he didn't get fired, that kid's going to another school. I'm seriously. And she would also, because me and her, this is how I am. And I think I'm kind of rubbing off on her too. Not only would she have that whole confrontation that we all as quiet people need to be better at, she would also do the Ashley move and hop online and destroy their reputation on the internet. Contact all the news outlets. Everyone. That's my move. That's my go-to. I will kill you mood. I can't do it in person, but I will destroy you online.
But that's why we're good for each other. Because like if your kid was going through something, like you best believe I would be there. And they'd be like, who is this lady? I'd be like, you don't need to know who I am.
And I'd be standing right next to her with my phone on Yelp. Yeah. Leaving a strongly worded review.
I just have, especially this, I remember I was nannying and I had one of my girls was like 11 and I will say she did not look 11. Like she dressed and her, just everything about her seemed older, but we were walking. I took them to dinner in LA and it was night and we were walking and I just got this weird vibe from this guy. So I watched him as we walked by and I saw him walk like head on a swivel, watch her walk by and stare.
He rubbernecked
up and down this girl's body. Right. And so he's so busy staring at her, he doesn't see me watching him, right? So it's a busy street, all these people. He's with a group of people. I did not care.
Yeah.
I step in front of her and I'm like, hi, she's 11. He's like, what? I was like, that girl that you're staring at, that girl you just stared up and down her entire body, that's the body of an 11-year-old. He's like, what? And I was like, no, keep your eyes in your head. And he was like, he looked at me like, who is this little girl? She's going to kill me.
Well, how old were you at the time?
I was probably like in my mid 20s.
Yeah, like 23, 24.
But I was like, are you kidding me? And I just like went off. So anyways, I just have no chill. And that's with, I mean, I felt like they were my kids, but my own blood children, I can just see them begging me like, Mom, please don't fight my coach. And I'll be like,
they're going to come crying. They're going to come crying to Auntie Ash. And just be like, Mom did this thing and I'm embarrassed.
They'll be
and
like,
I'm like, but baby girl, she got you always.
Here's my situation. Can you tell my mom and can you calm her down before she addresses it?
They're going to have me on speed dial. I'm going to have my own like favorites.
Heated. Anyways, we love you, Anonymous. Thanks for writing in. So I don't know about you guys, but I have never been more ready for Christmas in my life.
I'm genuinely contemplating decorating this weekend.
I think we should.
I think we should too.
This holiday season always sneaks up on you, but this year I'm like ready for it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all are. This has been the worst year, so let's have an extra long Christmas.
Yes, but the one thing I am a little bit worried about is thinking about.
I already know what you're gonna say. I say. What do we do?
I'm like, shoot, I gotta get on it. We have to shop everything. Now. That's why, guys, we would like to let you know about a great place to get everything you need this holiday season, and that is Zebbit.
With Zebbit, you can shop thousands of products from your favorite brands and pay for them over time. This is a shopaholic's dream. This is everything I've ever wanted in my entire life. They have everything from Xboxes and TVs to tools, cookware, and furniture. And Zebbit gives you the option to pay just a portion of the price at checkout with the rest spread out over time in easy, affordable payments. That is budgeting.
Yep.
That is saving.
Yep.
That is smart. Mm-hmm. This entire year, me and my roommates got really into Switch.
Yeah.
We play frequently, and we only had 2 controllers, which was a problem. There's 3 of us.
Yeah.
And so we hopped on Zebbit, got ourselves some extra controllers, and now we can all have our own controllers, and there's extra for if and when we have guests over. An extra. Just one. But it's extra.
So get a head start on your holiday shopping by signing up to shop on Zebbit today.
Do it.
Go to zebbit.com/advice. That's ZEBIT.com/advice.
Again, guys, that's zebbit.com/advice.
You know, I guess if you throw a bunch of bedding on different mattresses, they all look alike, right, Ash?
Mm-hmm.
But then the second you get on them,
they're not all that fluffy.
They ain't all equal.
They ain't all that cool.
Cool.
You'll see what I mean by cool.
I know what you mean. I've read it.
The listeners will know what I mean by cool. Keep going.
That's what makes every purple pillow and mattress unlike anything you've ever slept on.
Taryn and I received a sample of the material inside the mattress. It is squishy. It is moldable. It is breathable. It looked like little tunnels. It makes sense why it's so much cooler than the others. Something that I've always struggled with when sleeping is getting way too hot, but I love a blanket.
Yeah.
Like I can't sleep without a blanket on me, but I get hot.
Same.
So this is ingenious. The Purple Grid sets the Purple mattress apart from every other mattress, guys. It's patented comfort technology that instantly adapts to your body's natural shape and sleep style, which makes sense once I saw the sample of the product itself. It totally makes sense that it would just kind of like form itself to your body. With over 18,000 open air channels designed to neutralize body heat, Purple provides a cooling effect other mattresses simply cannot replicate, which makes sense, again, because of the tunneling. You can try every Purple product risk-free with free shipping and returns. And Purple has financing available as low as 0% APR for qualified customers.
Experience the Purple Grid and you'll sleep like never before. Go to purple.com/advice10 and use promo code advice10 for a limited time and you'll get 10% off your order of $200 or more.
That's purple.com/advice10, promo code advice10 for 10% off any order of $200 or more. Terms apply.
Well, guys, we have something to say. It's been a long time coming.
We heard your comments.
We heard your concerns.
We saw the requests.
We saw
your DMs. Y'all slid in with those DMs.
I'm proud.
We weren't oblivious. We saw them.
Yeah.
And we recognize that it's taken us way too long to do this.
2 years. It's not too long.
It's fine. We're just going to roll right past it. We have big news. We are officially coming out with merchandise. And they're pretty flat. They're pretty cool. And, I don't know. We've never done merch before. This is our first time. Yep. So you know what? Support your girls.
Support us. And
you know what you should get your friend for Christmas? Our merch.
Yeah. Or tell your friends to get it for you.
You know what you should get your grandpa for Christmas? Our merch.
Okay, let's take it down a notch. The key, guys, there is only limited supplies, so you need to literally jump on it as fast as you can. We have a hoodie, we have a long sleeve, and we have a t-shirt. They're all super just like straightforward, fashionable, but also like not in your face.
Subtle
which
flex.
Is basically the opposite of me. I'm not fashionable and I'm in your face.
She wasn't kidding though. It is a small amount because we've never done this before.
Yeah. So we're just trying.
Jump on. We have the links down below. We are both pushing the links on our socials. Go follow us on our socials and get ready because when they drop, they might be all gone when the time comes.
We're gonna drop it like it's hot.
Drop it like it's hot.
You are a 60-year-old woman.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch.
I too have a story that involves high school.
High school's the worst.
And can I just, this is really like PTSD high school. I want to relive it? Not really, but here we are. This one is from one of our 10%.
Yay!
Male listeners.
We love it.
We love it. We support it. We are encouraging growth.
Yeah.
If you are a male listener, please send one of your favorite episodes of ours to another male friend of yours.
Yep.
We're trying to grow.
If you're not a male listener, send it to a male.
Our goal right now is 15%.
15.
Let's round up 5.
Round it up.
Okay. So he goes ahead and titles this Recovering from a Scary Situation, a Guy's Perspective.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Taryn and Ashley.
Hello.
My name is Samir, and yes, you can use my name. Firstly, I have to say that you both have made Mondays extremely amazing, as I usually would start the week unhappy because it's the beginning of a school week. However, I always turn on my phone and smile as the podcast notification pops up with a ridiculous or funny title. Shout out to Mark for his amazing titles. And he puts, and of course with Ashley's input, but I just need to stop you right there. It's all Mark.
Yeah, we literally have not touched a title
Mark
since
comes
we started.
up with all the titles, and he should be praised.
He should be
for his cleverness in wording,
which apparently we don't have. Remember, like when we first started, he used to send us like, what do you think about this title? And literally like maybe 4 episodes in, we were like, Mark, just do it.
I know.
Like
just everyone he sent us, I was like, this is amazing.
Even our episode descriptions.
Yeah.
I trust him so much. I don't even read them. I just copy and paste them when I'm uploading.
Mark does it all. Slow clap.
I don't have hands.
It's okay. We're clapping each other's hands. We made it work. Ow, something's wrong with my hand.
I'm strong.
Anyways, he puts, Ashley, I have watched your vlogs for years and your aesthetic is forever my inspiration.
Ooh.
Miss Taryn Renee, you are the baddest bee that I have ever seen. And I wish you both lived in Toronto because I would buy you both some amazing Tim Hortons coffee, which is better than Starbucks. He puts.
Oh my gosh, stop gassing us up.
I feel like
keep going.
I feel like we have to go out to Toronto now and have a coffee date.
I love it how he gives me that compliment after I just went like straight hood on this guy.
My name, I just started from the top.
From the top.
Here we go. So here is me. I'd like to think of myself as the male Miranda Priestley from The Devil Wears Prada.
Ooh.
Give me 5 years and I will own my own magazine. Yeah, you will.
Dang, I love this.
I know. The confidence I wish I had.
Yeah, help, share.
I'm from Toronto, Canada, an Enneagram Type 1, the perfectionist.
That makes
sense. He puts in little quotes, total Alicia vibes, which if you don't know my sister Alicia, she is everything about her. Everything that she does, a perfectionist.
Yes.
And it can be troublesome for me sometimes, but that's who she is. He also adds that he has double the Taurus energy and is both sun and rising. I don't follow
know much
astrology
about it
that well,
but I feel like I already know enough about you to know that means that you're like
the Miranda Priestley explanation tells
and
me everything.
I'm like, yeah, it all goes together.
So what you can take away from this is that I am a very detail oriented person. My space must be aesthetically pleasing as well as my appearance, both inner and outer. It must always be on point.
Love this.
So my story, just to preface, I went to a public school where I met several new students from new districts, but this brought a lot of drama because new students from new places bring new opinions and bad relationships. And he adds the eyes emoji, like, you know?
Yeah. No, I can relate. When I was in junior high, our rival junior high closed down.
Yeah.
And we took those kids and it was straight up like, it was like them versus us, like lunch tables. We were like sitting across.
Have we talked about this before?
No.
Because the same thing happened at my high school.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we had a merger and it was the most dramatic thing that ever happened.
Yep.
The only reason I know how dramatic it was because it was dramatic for the students, but my mom also worked there. And it was just as dramatic, if not even more dramatic,
for teachers,
on the
I
teachers.
Could see that.
So I would, we would all come, home, and I would know about some things, but it was purely just kind of like whatever. There's just a lot of new kids. My mom, on the other hand, would just be like, I quit.
Yeah.
She never did because she's the best and she's a hard worker. But I remember it was rough.
No,
we've never talked about that.
I fully can. One of my best friends, Ashley, one of my many Ashley friends.
I'm just one of many.
Shut it. We hated each other because she came from that other school. And it wasn't until we went to high school where she was like, Taryn, you're cool. Like, we should be friends. Yeah. And then it was like, okay. Cause like enough time had passed. But anyways, go ahead.
He continues. So it was a cold November and I was in 11th grade. Imagine me sitting in a beige houndstooth sweater, black skinny jeans, black Chelsea boots, which I had those boots. Boots and a camel coat. As a child, I was always very into fashion and loved experimenting with new outfits. My favorite color of all time is beige, but that doesn't make me boring. It makes me classy.
I'm obsessed with you.
Same. Me too.
This is you are everything I'm not, but strive to be.
Yeah.
As
Also,
I'm sitting here and
he
like
added photos of him.
Okay.
We can get into this later.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
you are
GQ.
Stunning.
Yes.
You are everything I wish to be.
Literally, I
Your
have
style
one
is
eye
perfect.
has leftover eyeliner on and the other doesn't, and my hair's thrown up. Like, I'm the definition of a hot mess. So
I mean, that's just how comfortable we are with you guys.
Yeah.
Again, he continues. So I was strutting down the hallway after second period and had to run to the bathroom. I walk into the bathroom and saw many of the boys in my grade smoking, vaping, and all of the above. These boys were always loud when I came into classes, constantly hit on girls, and were very rude to teachers. But they were like the Brads of school.
freaking
Brad. We all know who you're talking about.
Yeah, fully.
Very funny at times and highly athletic. But the thing is, when I walked into the bathroom, I could feel my heart drop and I knew something was very wrong. Suddenly, these fun-loving guys switched into a modern monster as their smiles went from adolescent to frightening. My eyes glossed over, my heart was beating at the pace of a running animal, and my fingers were shaking as I clinged to my coat. They walked towards me, each of them. The cult leader, let's call him Jack, came to me, put his hand on my collar, and said, "How are you, Samir?" I said, "Fine, and I have to go." He grabs my arm and yanks me back. I attempted to run, but each of the boys surrounded me and blocked the doors. I say, "What do you want?" and push him back. Each of them come into a straight line and just look me up and down. Jack walks and whispers the saddest thing in my ear and says, "You're next." So you might be thinking I was going to get murdered, but I didn't. I was just so freaked out. Actually, Jack later came up to me and apologized and said he was extremely high. But the whole situation still haunts me and scares me to this day. I'm scared to walk into any bathroom and be the one that looks different. I don't look like a typical 18-year-old, and high school was tainted for me after that moment. Do you guys have any advice on how to shake that feeling? I'm not sure what advice I'm really looking for, but I just wanted to tell you guys about a scary situation that could have potentially turned into something extremely bad if the circumstances led to that. I hope you both could take something away from my story. I love you both so much, and you are both baddies. Don't forget that.
I love him.
And then he puts, I attached pictures of me if you want to see how I dress and look, which we already said it, but
said GQ.
Fashion on point, aesthetic on point, your skin. I'm so jealous. Flawless. Perfect.
Perfection.
He will have a magazine one day.
Yes, you will.
And if you don't have the
Oh my gosh,
magazine, you'll be in the magazine.
Can you feature us in your magazine?
Wait,
please?
when you have your own magazine, have a podcast segment, a monthly, and every time it's us. No one else.
If we're still doing it. if we still love each other.
We're still thriving then. Taryn, do you want to pop off? I mean, can we just, high school sucks.
I just I'm so bothered by this because I just think bullying, I think the whole if you're different than us, you deserve to be treated different. This whole thing it pisses me off just to the core of who I am. And I just my whole thing that I will never understand. Even if I have different values than you, I have a different lifestyle than you, I have different opinions than you, none of that would ever drive me to physically, mentally, emotionally harm another person. And so it takes such a sick, damaged person themselves to enter into a situation and make someone feel like that.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
1,000%.
And the whole hurt people, not to make an excuse for these boys whatsoever, but they're obviously broken and damaged to have that kind of anger or need to feel superior and make someone feel less than. Yeah. Which again, I want to punch them each in their stupid faces. But I just think it just shows that our society is so messed up and broken.
It's horrible.
And no one should have to feel in danger to go to the restroom.
No. It's
that
the dumbest
bothers me so much. So as far as what to do, as far as because what did he ask in the end? How to handle this situation or shake it off?
How to shake that scared feeling.
I think what helps is to shift. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing to feel scared because I think sometimes fear puts us a little bit on edge and a little bit kind of it prepares you for what you're walking into. So I think the first thing I would say is to shed the negative part of feeling scared and turn it into something where it's okay, this happened, so it changes how I feel. So I'm going to think ahead of, how to protect myself, what precautions I can take, finding out what other options there maybe are. Again, this is something I would probably bring to administration attention.
Oh, 1,000%.
You don't have to say who it is if you're not wanting, repercussion of that. I understand that. But I think also you have a right to. And I think at minimum, you should say hey, a situation happened to me in the bathroom. I don't feel safe. How are you guys going to,
what are your protocol?
Yeah. What are you guys going to do?
Figure it out.
Yeah.
That's their job.
And if that means they give you permission to come into the office and use a teacher bathroom, or if that means they're going to have people monitoring bathrooms, either way, it's their job to make sure that all the students feel safe. Yep. So you should not feel like an inconvenience or it's inappropriate to address them with this.
Yeah. Also another next step, which is so basic, but also highly recommend is, as a woman, I can relate to this slightly. There's a reason that we go to the bathroom in groups.
1,000%.
And if that means, if you tell administration and nothing happens right away, I would from now on always bring someone to the bathroom with you. And I have never experienced anything like this before, so I'm not trying to compare my life to yours, but I think there's a reason that people do that, and it's okay to start implementing that in your life, even in high school.
Yeah,
even in class.
It's hard because I'm thinking in high school, it's not like you can ask someone to go with you. It's very you just raise your hand and tell the teacher to go. But that's why I'm saying, like, maybe you need to like build something in with your teachers of saying
that's
like,
what I would say.
Yeah, like, I don't know, something.
Also, you did say you don't look like a typical 18-year-old. And I just want to take a second to be like, what is a typical 18-year-old? That is the age when you are growing, you are trying new things, you're learning about yourself, you're learning about life, you're trying to figure out what you want to do, what school you want to go to. Everything's changing. Your hormones are freaking through the roof.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just be, I don't know.
There is no typical.
I love that you know who you are and you know what you like, but there's no one to compare to. Everyone, even me at 30, we're all trying to figure out exactly what we're trying to do.
Yeah, and also like you're at the age group where everyone's fighting so hard to just fit in, and the fact that you refuse to do that, first of all, just shows you're going to do amazing things. But second of all, I think that is seen as a threat to people because they want that. So I think you just need to continue stepping into that. Being confident, but make people aware of what happened. And like I said, I think an easy fix, especially if it's like, you know, during maybe classes where you're not sure like who's around and it's not like people could hear you if you were to yell for help or something. Like they have bathrooms in the office. And I think if you say like, I don't feel safe, there's other options that are there. So I think you just need to like really push it. And if they don't listen and provide you with some type of a like solution, again, I think bringing your parents involved and being like, hey, like, this can't happen.
They by law have to help.
Yeah.
It's their job. So definitely tell them. I don't know where, I mean, I know you're in Toronto, but I don't know where you live in Toronto, if it's a smaller town or a bigger city, but out here where Taryn and I live, all of those aspects that you are talking about yourself, like the fashion sense, the style, the drive, all of those things are greatly worshipped out here. Those are amazing qualities. So just because the dumb brads in your town can't appreciate it, doesn't mean that you have amazing things going for you. You just haven't found a group of people that know what that is and know to appreciate it. I feel like masculinity in so many ways has been shredded and torn apart, and the bar has been set so high to this like unrealistic, like very manly thing. Like the guy wears jeans and doesn't care about outfits and doesn't care about clothes. Let me tell you, like when I'm dating someone, I very much look at what they're wearing. So those brads just haven't figured it out yet. And I think them bullying you just goes to show how desperately broken they are on the inside. Anyways, Samir, thank you so much for being vulnerable with us and writing in your story. I know you've helped more than one person today by sharing your story. So you are a hero, and thank you for being open and honest with us. Thank you everyone who wrote in today.
I want to just say, let that channel you. Like channel those feelings into making you just prepared and turn your anger into just inspiration to freaking kill it and surpass all of those brads. Thank you for writing in. I'm going to end with a quick dad joke.
Yes, please.
All right. This is actually my friend Kyle sent me a few to hold me over. I love how everyone just like knows I thrive on this. Okay, ready? Why did the Scarecrow win an award?
I don't know.
No guess.
No guess.
I guess it's not just yelling out like socks or something.
I can't think of anything.
Because he was outstanding in his field. It's outstanding.
That's good.
It's so good.
That's really good.
It's so good.
Guys, thank you so much for listening to the pod. If you have not yet, please like, share, rate, review. Subscribe, send this to a friend. We would greatly appreciate it. And if you have a story that you've been sitting on for a while, now is the time.
Give us some weird life situations. I want to be able to be like, what would I do? I want weird life.
I love weird family stuff.
Oh yeah.
We could go camping. Stuff. We could do hiking. We could do food. Maybe you're a chef. Something weird that happened to you.
Well, give it to us. All.
Give it all to us. Also, we miss funny. Just give us more funny.
Yeah, give us some funny things. Cool. Make us chuckle. Anywho.
Love you all.
Love you guys.
We'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.